Hey there, welcome back to my channel, LeeBeeBuilds, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Aaliyah and I like to build in The Sims 4. Today's video is another part to my Simspiration in Newcrest series. If you're new here, this series is where I've been taking Pinterest photos and I have been recreating them in Newcrest. And we are very well into Newcrest by now, so if you are just tuning in now, make sure you check out the playlist and see all of the previous builds. There's households, there's community lots, all sorts of fun things. So this one is another community lot actually, and it's definitely a funky looking one. I will apologize right now that it is quite sped up, so I hope that it's not too much for anyone. I was able to watch it and be fine with it. So I'm hoping that it's the same for all of you and it's not too fast and too sped up. I did try to cut out as many parts as possible that were too shaky or the camera moved way too fast. But it is faster than I normally have my speed builds, but that's because I wanted to keep in a lot of what is in this build. It is a community lot, literally, like it's a community center, like, so there's a lot of different things going on in here, and this specific lot, it has like many different lot types it can be, which means there's so many different areas and sections, and it's like 5 or 6 builds in one, really, and that's why the video is a little longer and sped up to try to keep it as short as possible without getting rid of too much information, because it's really cool. I really like it. This is like the most community lot that I've done, so I really like it. I hope you guys like it too. You'll have seen the reference photo pop up on the screen, and it's a funky one. It's like very modern and it's very boxy, just these bunch of literal like rectangles stacked on top of each other is kind of what it looks like, but then mixed in with some like greenery in the front with some trees, and it very much just looks like a community center, a modern one, but a community center nonetheless. And I have to be honest, it was actually really hard to find a good reference photo. I had ideas of my own that I would like it to look like, but I couldn't find any good reference photos that kind of worked with what I wanted, and so this ended up being what I chose, because this is a whole challenge of me working off of Pinterest photos, not just me making what I think a community lot looks like. And so this one ended up being like maybe not what I would have done on my own, but I actually really like how it turns out. So in this lot, it's up on the gallery as generic. So it can be generic, as with any lot can be generic, but it can be an art center, it can be a cafe, it can be a gym, it can be a library, it can be a museum, and it can be a pool. That is many different lot types. I checked through and went to see like what sort of like requirements were needed for all of the different lot types, and these are all the ones that I could make this lot. I could have uploaded this to the gallery as a cafe, or an art center, or a gym, a museum, a library, or a pool. So that's so many lot types all in one, which is why the video is so long. So I hope you guys could excuse me from the length of this video, because you're really getting bang for your buck here. Like, that's just saying, you're not actually paying me anything, but it's just a saying. On the first level, we've got the entrance with like some desks for like reception, where maybe you would be paying for the services you're getting at this community center, whether it's paying for an arts class or paying for your pool membership or your gym membership, whatever it may be, or getting directions to one of your classes. So right at the bottom on the side is the entrance to the building, and I made a parking lot too, which is kind of cool. And so you walk in, and then there's just a bunch of seating, because I feel like a lot of community centers have a lot of random seating where you can go hang out. Like, I didn't put any lot, what are they called? Lot traits on this. I didn't, but I was thinking that having a mix of ones that attract like teens and stuff like that to the neighborhood would be kind of a cool one. or having some that are maybe good for painting or for fitness, but I didn't want to choose that because I'm pretty sure when you upload to the gallery, it makes it so that when the person downloads it, they can't decide for themselves what they want. So I just left it empty, but I think this is a perfect lot to really work with adjusting your lot treats. And yeah, so besides that, we also have the pool on the main level, as well as the like shower room and change room. So there is a fitness area in this building, but it's not on this level, and I did not end up putting any showers on any other bathroom area except for this one down here. So if your sim does use the fitness facility, which isn't very big, it's quite small, but that's also because there's already a gym in Newcrest, so there wasn't a pool. I prioritized the pool over the gym area inside this building. And so if your sim does happen to use the like treadmills or something here, they'd have to walk downstairs to use the showers or change room, whatever. Just because I wanted it next to the pool, because you want your sims going in through the doors to get changed, get ready for the pool, and then they go through the doors that are attached to the pool room into the pool. And I thought this would be a great place. Like, it's a little more modern than a lot of pools that I went to growing up, like for swimming lessons or something, but it still made me really think about swimming lessons here, and seeing all the benches on the sides. I could just imagine all the different swimming classes grouped together on the sides while they all take turns doing their like laps or whatever they're doing. I don't know, I was never a lifeguard, and this was so long ago that I hardly remember what these classes included. So we have that whole area, and then I made the hallway just out front of it kind of be like a break between the like main building to the pool, and then there was a hallway in between, because if you've ever been to a public pool, it's very chlorinated and humid, and so I figured that that little hallway would be a break where it'd still probably smell like pool and humidity, and that would be a break in between that and the regular part of the building that is going to be like regular temperature. Not that in The Sims this matters, but to me it matters, okay? For my realism. I pick and choose when I want to do realism in this game. And then you have all the seating area here that I think would be just a perfect place for your Sims to hang out. And I really love the sunken like living room looking place here down on this level on the main floor. I think it looks really cool. And I use those rugs that are by the door throughout the build that are by doors that lead to outdoor areas, because when you go into a public space, you have those carpets, rugs that like you wipe your feet off. Like in the winter, for example, you wipe your boots off, get the snow, so you're not tracking in the water and making it like super slippery and hazardous. So I even thought that through. And then up here on the second level, we have two bathrooms here, but these bathrooms are attached to the cafe. So there is a cafe on the lot. It's not like a super huge cafe, or well, it is quite big actually, but that's just because there's two different like tills. And my idea for this is that maybe this is something that like maybe teenagers come in to hang out here, like maybe the high school is nearby, I'm not sure. And they come here during their lunch breaks, they grab their coffees, they maybe grab a bite to eat, and there's some seating inside, not very much, and then there's some seating right outside on the balcony. But I figured that because this is in a community center, that this is something owned by the town of Newcrest, and that they expect people to not only sit inside the cafe space, but they expect them to take their drinks or food to go. It's not really like a sit down eat place. They have the option to sit down and eat, but it's not like you're getting served. You're more so picking your stuff up to go, and you can go sit downstairs like on the main level with all that seating if you want. This is just more so to be like, you have the option, but you can leave, sort of thing. And then also on this level, Oh, actually this is the third level. I did skip the second level because I wasn't sure what I was going to do on the second level yet. I knew I wanted to put the cafe here on the third level just because of the little balcony space above the main entrance. So I suppose the cafe is quite a ways away from the main floor. It's 2 levels up, but I think that makes it quite central to a lot of the things going on up here because it is quite busy on the 3rd and 4th level in terms of activities. So right outside the cafe is actually where the library is. And here in Canada, we have a store, a library, not a library, like a store called Chapters or Indigo, I suppose they call themselves now. I don't think there's very many chapters left. And they often have like Starbucks attached to them. And so that's kind of what went through my mind. It's not so much common with libraries, but it's just kind of what I thought would kind of be cute. You get your cup of coffee, you go to the library, read a book, and you can check out your books. There's plenty of like little couches around from paranormal stuff, and you can just be nice and cozy with your curl up and, you know, learn some things. And I don't know, I like these bookshelves a lot. I never use them because I don't love them, actually. I hate them, but I think they look exactly what a library would have, which is why I love them for this build. Because I honestly, like, I can't imagine using them in a house, but using them in a library is actually perfect. I think they are the most library-looking bookshelves that exist in the game, and I love them for that. And then off of the library, I figured that like a lot of libraries have kids areas with like some kids books and stuff, but also kids activities. And I know that a lot of complaints from people are that a lot of community spaces don't tailor to kids and toddlers. And while this is on the 3rd floor, so toddlers take 10 years to get up here, if your sim carries their toddler up this far, they have access to all these different activities. There's some toys, there's some books, I have a little tablet thing, all sorts of things for your toddlers or kids to hang out with. And in the same room, while not realistic, because this would probably be separated by another wall, I've got like a little computer space because a lot of libraries do have computers that you can go into and use. And so I figured that maybe this is the more university space, so realistically there would be a wall separating the kids area from the university area, but because we're in The Sims, that's okay. It's all good. So, depends on how you want to play this. If you are playing a university game, and you can make this a study spot, and that should make it quieter and not have any traits that relate to families and making it busy for kids and teenagers. So it depends on what law traits you choose can really affect this build as well. And then back down on the 2nd floor again, now that I figured out what I wanted to do, I put the little fitness area here, and we've got windows looking down onto the pool, so I figured that's actually a really good place to put treadmills, because I feel like a lot of places have treadmills facing outside to a window, looking outside, or overlooking something else. And so I was like, let's overlook the pool. Like, maybe the people in the pool don't want people watching them, but you know what? That's okay. I do not care. I'm not a city planner, okay? I just like to build in The Sims, and this is how things go. So we got treadmills, those like pulley downy ones, and you can tell I go to the gym. And we got punching bags. And so it's not the biggest gym in the world, but there are some lockers where your Sims can go to, and there is a bathroom? No, there's not actually a bathroom on that level, but there is on the 3rd and the 4th and the 1st, so your sim going to the gym would have to probably go down to the pool level to use those bathrooms there, but just down the stairs and around the corner. Like, it's really not that far. And where are we? We're on the 4th level now. See, there's so many levels to this build, so many different areas, which is why the video is longer. So this one is like more of a community maker space sort of thing. You've got here, this is like a big hallway area, so it's actually quite sparse here, but I feel like in community spaces that I've been in real life often have like really big open empty areas, and so I found that this was actually really realistic having it be big and open, but I ended up filling it up with a bunch of chess tables just to fill up the space. I haven't done it quite yet though, so you'll see in a bit. And then there's a few different rooms. There's the first room that we just did has juice fizzing. I ended up switching out and putting a work table in there after because I wanted to make it functional as, I think, an art center is what needed a workshop table. And then I made robot making things and fabricators in the other room. So I really put a lot of these items that maybe your Sims won't have in their house, but they can travel here and use them. So this could really be used as like a community space from Eco Lifestyle, but it's not like functional as that, I suppose. I don't really know how to make it that functional for those without making like a bunch of different versions of it. So this is fine. And then outside, off of that fourth level, yeah, off of the fourth level, there's some stairs that go down, but they go down outside. There's some like flower arranging tables, bug things, bee things, planters, and water collectors and bird feeders, all sorts of things for your Sims to gain skills on things that also they may not have, but also other Sims will come here and probably plant some things. I think, I'm not sure if they actually would, but maybe they would, and then you can come here and harvest those things. And so yeah, that's basically all the spaces to the build, other than these outdoor spaces that are really just open areas, just because I didn't want it to be too full with other items. But I did put some seating outside on the main level here by the parking lot, just because I didn't really know what would fit there nicely. And then back inside on the fourth level, again, we have an art studio where I figure art classes would happen. So there's a bunch of different easels. I end up rearranging things. I'm putting a centerpiece with like, I put a model, but it's like, you know, that bust of a girl that I don't know the name of the object, but you'll see it in a minute. And so I figured that maybe Sims would be posing on there for like, figure classes, but I just put like a statue there to kind of signify that. And I figured that this was just a fun little creative room for your Sims to explore, because I know Moschino uses this for their like art centers, and so I thought that was a really fun idea as well to add up here. So that is the build. This is the biggest build that will be and is in Newcrest for this, and there's many different functionalities to it. I really hit like bunch of birds with one stone. So thank you so much for watching. So make sure, if you haven't already, to hit that like button, leave a comment down below letting me know what you think, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it, and stick around for the tour, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye everyone.